global geopolitics in South Asia. Now, everybody is aware that the world has changed, and it has changed because of the rise of China. The rise of China has done four things to the global geopolitics. The first thing is that the geopolitics, until the rise of China, which used to happen in transatlantic area, it was limited to America, limited to the Western European theater. Now it has come to our region, Asia Pacific. This is important. I'll explain why it is important. The second is, today the world is multipolar. The third is, in the multipolar world today, there are three great powers. And the fourth is, there are two governing systems today in the world. Very briefly, I'll touch on all these four because there's a lot of area to be covered. Now, when we say a multipolar world, what we are saying is that there are 193 countries under the United Nations, big and small. Now, it must be the aspiration of all the 193 countries to be respected by the others and ideally to have their own foreign policy without pressure or intimidation from outside powers. That is a multipolar world. Now, in this multipolar world, we have three great powers. By definition, a great power is a country which has the capability to influence events anywhere in the world. And if you take this as a definition, there are only three countries which qualify, and they are America, China, and Russia. So we have a multipolar world, we have three great powers, and now what has happened is that the geopolitics has come to our region. This is absolutely critical. What means is that until now, until this happened, and this year, generally all the experts in the world believe happened in 2017 during the first Trump administration. The rise of China was acknowledged by America. What this means is that if this is where everything has to happen, that means all the three great powers will now be focused in this region. Which means that South Asia and India, which used to be the fringe of the global geopolitics. What fringe means is that we used to make our foreign policy based on three factors earlier. The three factors were geography, history, and national power. When we talk of national power, we are talking of three things basically. And they are economy, military power, and technology. And technology guides the other two. So it is the foundation for both the economic power as well as the military power. Now we have to add another factor, which is global geopolitics that has come in. बहुत सिंपल वर्ड में इसका मतलब ये है, हम आज वहाँ बैठे हैं जहाँ the entire world is focused here, and especially the three great powers. So we have an opportunity today where all the three great powers need India. And see, all this happened when Prime Minister Modi came to power in May of 2014. As I said, the world changed in 2017. So ये एक opportunity हमारे पास आई थी और हमने उसको avail किया है नहीं किया है, that is the question which I'll answer in a while. And the fourth thing I said is that there are two governing systems. Now what that means is, this is unprecedented, कभी नहीं हुआ ये. There is one system which is the extension or the follow-on of the Cold War, which is led by America. And that system is about military power. It is about a zero-sum game. That means if I win, then you have to lose. That's a zero-sum game. It is about balance of power politics. And that is what the colonist led by America. That means I'm now talking of what is called the global North nations, which is America and the industrialized West, which is 20% of the world population. They follow this model. एक और model है, a new model that has come up, and that came because of China, the rise of China. उस मॉडल में चाइना और रशिया भी शामिल है, because Xi Jinping and President Putin, they are completely aligned in their vision. They have a lot of differences, that is besides the point, but as far as the new world order is concerned, they are completely aligned, and This order is about development. This order is about Belt and Road Initiative. And Belt and Road Initiative is where today 151 countries out of 193 in the world are on board. So वो जो third world countries थी, what do they need? They need respect, they need development. वो सब इधर जा रहे हैं. So 80% of the world actually is gravitating towards the model which is supported by two great powers, China and Russia. So ये है ओवरऑल एक जो इस समय सिचुएशन है. अच्छा, अभी क्या है कि द मोदी गवर्नमेंट डिसाइडेड, इंडिया डिसाइडेड दैट लुक, वी वांट टू बी विद द अमेरिकन्स एंड द ग्लोबल नॉर्थ नेशंस. ये एक कॉलोनियल माइंडसेट है अबाउट अ जीरो सम गेम कि अगर हम जीतेंगे वो तो दूसरे को हारना है. आई फॉरगॉट टू मेंशन दिस. ऑन द अदर साइड their model is of win-win. Win-win का मतलब क्या है? And this actually comes from the Chinese philosopher Confucius, which basically means it's about harmony. If I talk of, let's say, the human body, the brain has a role, definitive role, heart has a definitive role, lungs का अलग काम है, but they all have to work together for the body to function. That is harmony. That means in the universe, there are different countries, big and small. They all have a place, they all need respect. So there is a possibility of win-win through cooperation. हो सकती है. And this is what Putin also agrees with. So हमने ये तय किया है that we need to be close to the Americans. So although we are a global South nation, because we are a developing country, but we want to be identified with the global North, like the Prime Minister now is going to the G7. On the other hand, जो 80% वर्ल्ड है, as I said, they are with these people. अब देखिए क्या हुआ. Very interesting thing. Starting from Obama, and especially, as I said, the world changed in 2017. All the American administrations, until the Biden administration, that means until the 20th of January 2025, till Trump became the president, the thinking was that इस area में, because this is where the contestation has to happen, and the strength of the Americans is their military power, we should have a security competition with China. This is the American thinking because this is their strength. For example, in the Western Pacific itself, something like 330 US military bases surround China today. Now let's see this region that I am talking about, very interesting region. इसकी एक साइड पे you have ASEAN in the east. Now what have the Chinese done? Americans created ASEAN. Chinese in 2001 offered them the FTA, free trade agreement.